I'm back, and I'm going to be talking about panic attacks and anxiety and the awareness around it. I just gave a little speech the other day to a couple of friends, family, and I spoke a little bit about what I've been through and, journey that I've been on. And so many people after came up to me and like started sharing, their own experiences and what they've been through. And, they're telling me things that they've never told other people, that maybe they've told like one or two of their close friends or their family, but like even that, not even. And I just, it really got me thinking. And first, when it comes to anxiety attacks and panic, these are, created for, I mean, various different reasons, obviously, that people panic and have anxiety, but a lot of it's in our mind, right? It's our thoughts, and our thoughts aren't real. And when we really can come to this place of disidentifying from our thoughts and our mind and knowing that's not really what's who we are, that's not real, we can really come, when we can come from that place, we can really start healing. And that's like really going inwards and really deep, and that can take a lot of work. And it really got me thinking that before we can even come from this place of like, when we're having a panic attack, disidentifying from our mind and recognizing that what's happening is not real, it's just our thoughts. Our thoughts are creating this feeling in my body and this sensation, and so that's why I'm feeling this way, that's why I feel like I'm dying and I'm having trouble breathing or whatever it is. Before we can really even go that deep, we have to, I mean, what I'm trying to do and create is create a space of awareness of panic attacks and anxiety and how it should be coming, it should be becoming more normalized, right? Half of the anxiety from a panic attack is like this fear of what's happening to me. I'm dying, I'm going crazy, something bad's happening. People don't feel this way normally. Like, I don't see anybody else panicking. Oh my God, there's something wrong with me. I've never felt this way before. None of my friends have felt this way before. And like, we start freaking out. Half of the panic attack, okay, I don't know half, but a part of the panic attack is this fear of, oh my God, something bad's happening. Like, I'm gonna die. And that fear of, it could be you're panicking about something else, right? But a big part of the panic is that there's something wrong with me and I shouldn't be feeling this way. And what is happening to me? Like, I've never experienced this before. I've never heard about this before. I've never heard of like my friends or family experiencing this before. So it's all of a sudden like this new thing I'm experiencing and it doesn't feel good. So something must be majorly wrong. And it's like this fear of, wow, I'm going crazy. And I think, once we can start normalizing panic attacks and once we can start bringing more awareness, like, people panic every single day. People are having panic attacks. People suffer from anxiety. And I don't even want to say suffer. People just experience anxious moments, right? People just have anxious moments throughout the day for whatever reason. It could be overwhelmed, stress, something from their childhood, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the reason why when a lot of people panic, they feel like something crazy is happening to them is because there's no awareness. I shouldn't say there's no, but in their world, there wasn't this awareness of what a panic attack is. So when it happens to them, they're freaking out. The other day, I was calming this girl down that was having a panic attack, like it was her first panic attack ever, and she was really freaking out. And, before I could even, I was trying to create space for her to calm down and for her to come to her own healing. But before she could even come to any sort of healing or any sort of, like, before she was able to calm down, I had to convince her. She had to come from this place of belief, and like she had to be convinced that what was happening to her was normal and it was okay. And like, I've been through that. All my friends have been through that. Like, everybody I talk to, people have been through panic attacks. People have experienced it. I had to convince her like she's like not the only one in the universe who's experienced these feelings before. And I really had to convince her of that, because only once she was able to cognitively understand, oh wow, okay, I must not be crazy, I must not be going insane, or this is normal, because Schiffer's experienced this, other people have experienced this. I believe her that when she says she knows 50 people that have experienced this, it made it more normal to her. And so only from that place, from that point, when she had calmed down, was she able to create, receive whatever it was that I was giving to her, whatever she was, her healing from inside was able to really have an effect on her, because she was coming from this place of belief that she's okay, she's not going crazy, only because many people have experienced this before, right? So it's like when people have phobia of, fear of heights, or fear of dogs, or fear of spiders, or whatever, fear of the dark, like these things are so spoken about and normalized that, like, when somebody's afraid of dogs, they're not like ashamed to tell their friends, oh yeah, I'm afraid of dogs. Or like, we don't judge them, like, oh, you're afraid of dogs, okay, maybe we're just like a little bit like, but I have a cute dog, I want you to be friends with her. I've experiences like that, but for the most part, we kind of are like compassionate, and we're like, okay, someone's afraid of dogs, and we don't really judge them or shame them. But it's this idea of like people not wanting to open up about their panic attacks or the anxiety for this fear of like shame. Like, people are going to think I'm crazy, people are going to think like something definitely wrong with you, what's wrong with your family, what happened to you when you were a kid. Like, there's all these things, I mean, from my experience, all these, all the stigma around panic attacks. And I think we what I'm trying to do, I don't want to say we need, or what I'm trying to do is create a space and create awareness for people to start sharing and opening up. And whether or not, they want to start sharing their experiences and opening up to their friends or their family, just start with being real with yourself, right? Just really knowing, like, we all we all have a piece of God in us. We were all created. We're all infinite love, joy. That's how we were brought into this world. So how can anything we're feeling not be okay or not be normal? How could any experience not be what it is supposed to be in that moment, right? So when we can really come from this place of knowing, believing, and trusting ourselves and who we are and what we're experiencing and what we're feeling, knowing that this is truth and this is okay, this is normal. Once we're real with ourselves, true healing can happen. And so, yeah, we don't need to start, going on social media or start pushing boundaries they don't feel comfortable with and start sharing with everybody what it is that you're going through, or your story, your journey, or your panic attacks. Doesn't, I'm not asking people to do that. I'm trying to create a space right now for people to just be real with themselves. Like, once they're real with themselves, trust me, that's going to pour over. That's going to pour over into the people you're around, your friends, your family, your community. People will be able to experience your realness. It'll just pour over. You don't have to like physically, go out there and be real. That can be uncomfortable maybe, or maybe it's a boundary you don't want to push by sharing, right, certain things about yourself or the way you're feeling. But just sitting in the present moment and recognizing that what you're feeling, who you are, is like infinite joy, and it's okay, and it's the way it's supposed to be, right? Once you can become real with that, that's when true healing can happen. And from there, maybe you'll feel comfortable to start sharing and start, taking further steps. But just for, a start is to just start being real with you and knowing that your panic attack, your anxiety, it's not who you are. It's not the genuine you. It's trying to tell you something, so don't push it away. But really, from this place of trying to heal, come, if you're, trying to heal, or not even trying to heal, you'd like to heal or feel good, just accept that it's okay that you're panicking, and that it's normal, if for lack of a better word, I guess. But it's it's so it's so normal. Like, so many people go through these experiences, so many people have panic attacks. And I don't want to really put emphasis on that's the reason why it's okay and why it's normal. Okay, if you were the only one in the universe experiencing this, it would still be normal because that's what's supposed to be happening. But to get to that place, sometimes we need to just learn to love and accept what it is that we're going through by telling ourselves that many people are experiencing this and many people have gone through this. It's just maybe not spoken about. It's not as spoken about. And, mental health awareness is great and the whole movement. And, I'm reading these articles in some of the magazines and mental health awareness and that's really amazing. It really is, because it's definitely a step in the right direction. But taking it a step deeper, a step further, is when we can start being real, stop putting up a front, stop putting up a shield, and start being real and vulnerable, just even with ourselves, just with yourselves. I'm not asking anybody, and I'm not asking everybody or anybody to go out there and start being vulnerable to the world. Like, everybody's on their own journey, but to just be real with yourself, that's when true healing can happen. And when we can start almost normalizing and accepting panic attacks, they will lose so much of their power. So much of their power will be gone and they won't have as negative effect as they do. And so I'm just here trying to I'm not trying. I'm sharing, and I'm trying to create a community of people that are ready to jump on this journey with me, and either share here with me or just share with yourself, whatever you feel comfortable with. And thanks for listening. Sending lots of love.